I suppose I don't know any different now. I started fighting when I was 5 years old. It's just been a part of my life since. As far as I can remember, pretty much I've been fighting. I was 14, 15. I remember teachers asking me in school, what are you going to do? I'd tell them I was going to fight professionally. You know, they would look at me like I was crazy. They thought I should, you know, go to university, do the same as them, have a backup plan. But, you know, my way of looking at it was worst case scenario. I always had construction as a backup. My dad had a construction company, and all my brothers, they were working in construction. So, you know, regardless, I was never going to be out of work. You know, I was never going to be on the streets, you know, starving. So, I had nothing to lose. But I knew very early. I would say 14, 15. I knew I was going to be in the UFC. You know, coming up, I had a strong amateur record and it was semi-pro at the time. It was different rules. So from the get-go, I kind of struggled getting fights. You know, I'd get a lot of fights pulling out and so on. You know, it happened regular. So that was a frustrating period of time. Obviously, I was always training, but then, you know, when you're not, you know, you do a full camp, then you get some guy who wouldn't show up for a weigh-in, or, you know, frustrating times. And obviously, you know, I was relying on that money. You know, I'd do a whole camp and I'd rely on that money. I would do the odd bit of work. If there would be a contract, I'd be working. But if there's no contracts, then, you know, I'd be struggling for money. So it's definitely the toughest part. There's many times, you know, I've been sitting there skint and thinking, you know what, I need to get a job. You know, this is tough. But, you know, I'm glad now. Obviously, it's a lot easier, and I'm glad I've got past that. I made a move to London. I had to leave the gym and I moved to London. So that was kind of the first part of me leaving all my family and everyone behind. You know, I feel like Irish people are kind of used to leaving home. I know my mother, she was over in London when she was like 13. She was over working. My dad was fishing when he was like 12. You know, people are used to leaving. They're used to leaving to go and work, and it's kind of, it's a part of the way we're brought up. So it was never such a big deal. But obviously, you know, I'm very close to my family, close to my friends. So that's the difficult part. I was training in Titan back in London, and they had links to ATT. But my manager got it organised for here. And I'm glad I've done it because, you know, I've fallen in love with the place. I love being here in Montreal, and, you know, I'd be very surprised if I leave. Like I said, once my second day here, that was it, I was hooked.
That's it, now slip.
Good. For the first time in my life, I felt like I was going to reach my full potential. So that was it. You know, and the people in here, I love walking in the gym. Every day you walk in, there's such a good atmosphere. So, you know, that suits me down to the ground. You know, I've been through a lot with this gym already. You know, in the short space of time. You know, I've been through wins, I've been through losses, but especially in the losses, you know, the way people help you and bring you back up, and, you know, get you back up to speed. You know, it means a lot, and I'm very grateful for it.
You gotta sprawl on it. You gotta kind of put your hand on the mat and kind of sprawl. Knee tapped for a headlock. Boom. Beautiful combo.
You know, it's funny because Firas is so young, but you forget his age because he leads so well. I think he's got a perfect balance. You know, he's strict without being too strict.
Duff, you ready? Let's go. Beautiful. Good. Step, cross, that's it. Step on the jab. That's it.
You know, he's on a level with all the guys. You know, he's one of the guys. He's in here. He's training himself. You know, he's got no ego. He's not frightened to get things wrong. You know, or to get tapped up. You know, he's in here learning all the time.
See, this now is open. You gotta turn the hamstring. Go on your shoulder. Go on your shoulder. No. This shoulder. Pivot right here. You want to touch me? Exactly. Now grab his head. Grab his head. Yes. Now, look, your calf is still not in the right place. Rotate. Yes. Now he's dead. He's dead. Boom. goal.
You know, I remember when I came back after one of my fights, you know, he gave me a mission to do it. Every day he wanted me to get, say, like 10 takedowns. You know, he said, I'll come in, I'll do 20. And he did. You know, he came in, he done 20. How can you come in and not do your 10?
Neil's gonna do cross ankle, he's gonna lift, he's gonna deposit the leg. And look, as he deposits the leg, I try to escape. He's gonna grab the toes, put them on the far side pec. I can no longer escape. Open.
You know, you got someone here coming in who's already at that level, and he's setting examples.
And he's gonna finish me right here. First thing. Yeah, let's give it a try. Let's go. Thank you. Let's give it a try.
I think when you come to the gym, they make you feel welcome. It feels like home. You know, you're proud to represent, and every time we go in there, we want to do the gym proud. And all your training partners. There's so many high-level guys here. Eamon, I'd always be quizzing. He'd always help me out. Rory would always be helping me out. Mike Ritchie. You know, there's so many guys. Like everyone's got their own individual talent. So, you know, when I had a question leaning towards their talent, I would pick their brain. You know, I'd be lying if I said that, you know, I wasn't after the titles. But I kind of learned from the Poirier fight, you know, not to look too far ahead. So, you know, I'm keeping myself very grounded, one fight at a time. I definitely believe I can achieve it. You know, I feel there's a few things I need to work on, and you know, once I got them in place, I feel, you know, I definitely feel it is something that can be accomplished. But you know, titles is what I'm chasing, whatever promotion I end up in.